Hello, and welcome to Backstory Brewery, where we create backstories for specific race and class combinations for both new and veteran players for your TTRPGs. I am Boba, and welcome to Crits and Coffee. If I piqued your interest, grab a cup of coffee, take a seat, and relax. Let me introduce you to Kalene Moonshadow, our half-elf, the way of the open hand, monk. Kalene Moonshadow was born in the bustling trade city of High Moon, right where the mountains meet the river. The daughter of a human noblewoman and an elven scholar, Kalene was raised with a sense of both privilege and separation. Though her mother loved her dearly, Kalene often felt like an outsider in the Moonshadow household. Her elven father was absent for much of her childhood, caught up in his studies and distant in spirit. He had always placed great importance on knowledge and learning, but Kalene felt a different calling in her heart, one that was more about action and introspection. From a young age, Kalene gravitated toward the physical world. She had a natural gift for movement, balance, and precision, talents that often found expression through the martial arts her mother's household guards trained in. It was here she met her guardian and friend, Voryn, the Silver Dragonborn, one of her manor guards. For many years they trained together and developed a close bond and sort of a kinship. At age 20, Kalene's life took a drastic turn. Her father returned to High Moon after several years, and Kalene, hoping to reconnect with her father, was eager to learn more of her elven heritage. However, she realized the emotional distance between them was far greater than she had remembered. Her father, while kind, was cold and disconnected. He saw little value in martial training and instead pushed her toward more intellectual pursuits such as ancient languages, elven history, and arcane rituals. For years, he tried to mold her into someone she was. One night, during a rare argument about her future, Kalene's father told her bluntly that she was a half-breed who could never truly belong in either world, not the world of elven scholars, nor that of human nobility. His words cut deeply, leaving Kalene feeling torn between two identities, neither of which fully accepted her. The next day, in a moment of emotional turmoil, Kalene left her family home and wandered into Hullock Forest, with Voryn following along as a protector. There in the woods, she encountered an old gnome monk named Master Jin, who was meditating by a tranquil stream. He ended up teaching Kalene that true strength comes from controlling the self, not the world around you. She spent the next few years training under him along with Voryn. The way of the open hand taught her not just how to fight, but how to bring balance to both herself and the world around her. When Kalene turned 25, Master Jin sent her on a pilgrimage, a final test of her skills and wisdom. She was to travel the world learning from different cultures and offering her aid where it was needed. To throw Kalene into the story of Baldur's Gate 3, during her travels, she was simply at the wrong place at the wrong time. A village she was visiting was raided by mind flayers, and as she put herself between a civilian and a mind flayer, she was taken up into an autoloid. Dun dun dun. Let's jump into our character sheet starting at level 3 so we can grab our subclass. I'm going to choose a high half-elf because of her noble mother. I will choose Firebolt as the cantrip because I feel as though this would be a simple cantrip her wizard father maybe would have begun teaching her whenever he was home, or maybe something she picked up from one of his spell books. As a half-elf, you also get a +2 charisma. The traits you'll receive are Dark Vision and Fey Ancestry. You also gain proficiency in 2 skills, and you can learn an extra language. I chose Nature and Investigation since she studied in the woods under Master Jin. I chose Draconic as her extra language because of her Dragonborn friend, who she now travels with. Let's take a look at our class proficiencies. Because monks wear robes, you are not proficient in any armor. You do, however, get proficiency in simple weapons and short swords if you wish to use them. You do gain proficiency in either a musical instrument or artisan tools. I chose to give her calligrapher supplies since she probably spent some time writing and studying. As a monk at first level, you start out with unarmored defense and martial arts abilities, which gives you mastery of combat styles. At second level, you gain some ki finally. Woohoo! From here, you gain ki every time you level up. Ki gives you the ability to use flurry of blows, patient defense, and step of the wind. At level 2, you also gain 10 feet of speed, and finally, at third level, you can pick your monastic tradition, which for this character would be the way of the open hand. You also get the ability to deflect missiles as a reaction and could even spend a ki point to redirect those missiles back to the attacker. For ability scores, you're going to want your dexterity as your highest, followed by wisdom. You can change the last abilities around how you'd like, but I would personally follow up with constitution, strength, intelligence, and then charisma. These can change based on your campaign and how you would portray your character. Kalene would have the noble background because she was mostly raised by her noble mother. This would give her proficiencies in history and persuasion. Being in the upper class, I also chose a playing card set since I imagine them playing cards at social gatherings. You also get to choose one language, which I would choose Sylvan, perhaps because some simple spells or books of theirs would be written in Sylvan. Along with taking her fists, Kalene's starting equipment could either bring a flute and calligrapher's set or just some extra gold. Her noble background gives her a set of fine clothes, a signet ring, a scroll of pedigree, and 25 gold pieces. Now we are ready to start our adventure. If you end up playing Kalene Moonshadow in your campaign, please let me know in the comments. Let me know if you chose to do anything differently. I'm genuinely interested. And if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for hanging out with me, and best of luck on your own adventure.